officially in 2026, so here are 4 comics you can read to ring in the new year. I'm kicking things off with everyone's favourite webhead with The Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer. This run sees Spider-Man going back to basics, meaning that he is juggling his life as Spider-Man and Peter Parker, he is broke, and he is also going up against his usual rogues gallery of villains. Those villains including Mysterio, Kingpin, Kraven the Hunter, and the Lizard. And what's great about this run for New Year is that, like I said, it is a back to basics run, meaning that we are dealing with the basics of Spider-Man. There isn't a large amount of continuity you need to know about. As long as you know the basics of Spider-Man and also his villains, you can definitely read this one even if you are brand new to comics, or if you're someone who reads comics a lot. This is just a fun one to read as well because, like I said, it is back to basics, classic Spider-Man. If you're someone who enjoys the more cosmic side of Marvel, you can also check out Guardians of the Galaxy by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. This run is actually what revolutionised the Guardians of the Galaxy and gave us the blueprint for the Guardians of the Galaxy we see in the MCU. Admittedly, this run does spin out from the Annihilation event and then also ties into the Secret Invasion event, but everything is explained within the pages of this run, so you do not have to read either of those events if you do not want to. But outside of those 2 events, this run is just a fun romp through space with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So if you're someone who loves the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, or if you're just someone who loves the more cosmic side of Marvel, or just interested in reading it, this is definitely a fantastic read to start your new year with. My next suggestion is a little bit more involved, but definitely well worth your time if you want to get into Marvel Comics this year, and that is The Ultimate Universe by Jonathan Hickman. The Ultimate Universe sees the Maker, who is essentially an evil version of Reed Richards, creating his own universe to rule over. And in ruling this world, he has actually stopped several heroes from ever gaining their powers, so they can't oppose him. And the Ultimate Universe itself is all about these people who should have had their powers, gaining their powers, and going up against the Maker. So what you're getting in this universe is a whole bunch of origin stories for the characters you know and love, but they're all slightly different as to how they got their powers, or maybe what their life looks like now, and this kind of thing. For example, Peter Parker is actually married with children before he becomes Spider-Man. Meanwhile, Brian Edward Hill's Black Panther run sees T'Challa trying to take down Khonshu and Moon Knight, and Peach Momoko's X-Men are slowly gaining their powers in Japan. So as you can see, the beauty of the Ultimate Universe is that everyone is starting at zero, whether they've been reading Marvel Comics for years or this is their first ever run that they've ever picked up. Like I said, this one is a little bit more involved just because of the amount of tie-ins, but I do have the first year's reading order linked down below so you can check that out. And later this year I will also be doing year 2 and then also the final year when all of the bind-ups have come out later in the year. And the final one I want to mention today is Giant Size Little Marvel by Skottie Young. This run is set on Battleworld, but you don't need to know anything about Battleworld or Secret Wars or anything else to read this one because it is incredibly self-contained. The basic premise of Giant Size Little Marvel is that all of the characters we know and love are actually children who all live in the same town together and the hijinks they get into. And this entire run pits the Avengers versus the X-Men against each other once again, only this time they're fighting over who gets to be friends with a new set of twins in town, or they're fighting over the custody of a Bucky bear. The whole run is silly and ridiculous, but it is a really, really fun time and a really great way to start the year, especially if you are brand new to comics. And those are my top 4 recommendations for comics to start the new year with. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me if there's another video like this you'd like to see me do so I can get working on it. And also don't forget to subscribe to see more of my videos where I'm going to be talking more about the MCU and Marvel Comics. But until next time everyone, bye and Happy New Year!